Inspiring journey of Andrew Carnegie's. Andrew Carnegie's life journey is a remarkable story of perseverance, ambition, and philanthropy, showcasing how an individual from a humble background can rise to extraordinary heights and use wealth for the greater good. Born on November 25, 1835, in Dunfermline, Scotland, Carnegie grew up in a family that faced severe financial hardship. His father, a handloom weaver, struggled to make ends meet during a time when industrialization was threatening traditional crafts, pushing the family to emigrate to the United States in search of better opportunities. In 1848, they settled in Allegheny, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Pittsburgh, where the young Andrew began his life in America. At the age of 13, Carnegie started working as a bobbin boy in a cotton factory, where he earned $1.20 a week. The job was grueling, with long hours and tough conditions, but it marked the beginning of his work ethic and determination to improve his circumstances. Even though his working hours were demanding, he found time to read books borrowed from a local benefactor, Colonel James Anderson, who opened his private library to young workers. This opportunity for self-education had a profound impact on Carnegie, shaping his lifelong belief in the power of learning and inspiring his future philanthropic efforts. Carnegie's fortune began to change when he secured a position as a telegraph messenger boy in Pittsburgh. He excelled at the job, learning to decipher messages by ear, which caught the attention of Thomas A. Scott, a superintendent at the Pennsylvania Railroad. Scott took Carnegie under his wing, appointing him as his personal assistant and telegraph operator. Working at the railroad proved to be a turning point in Carnegie's life, providing him with valuable insights into business operations and investments. With Scott's mentorship, Carnegie learned about the world of business and started making small investments, including in the Adams Express Company and later in the emerging oil industry in Pennsylvania. These early ventures yielded significant profits, allowing him to invest further. His career at the Pennsylvania Railroad advanced rapidly, and he eventually became a superintendent himself. Carnegie's success in managing rail operations and his investments marked the beginning of his journey toward amassing wealth. The most pivotal moment in Carnegie's career came when he recognized the potential of the steel industry. During the 1870s, the United States was undergoing rapid industrialization, and steel was essential for building railways, bridges, and machinery. Carnegie saw an opportunity to capitalize on this demand and decided to invest heavily in steel production. In 1892, he founded the Carnegie Steel Company, which quickly grew to become the largest and most profitable steel company in the world. By employing innovative methods, such as the Bessemer process for mass-producing steel, and implementing efficient cost-cutting strategies, Carnegie revolutionized the industry and significantly reduced the cost of steel production. Carnegie's success in the steel business reached its zenith in 1901 when he sold Carnegie Steel to financier J.P. Morgan for an astounding $480 million, making it the largest business transaction in history at that time. The sale transformed Carnegie into one of the wealthiest men in the world, with a personal fortune estimated at around $350 million. However, rather than simply bask in his financial success, Carnegie was driven by a higher purpose: to use his wealth for the betterment of society. Carnegie's most famous contribution is his philosophy of the gospel of wealth, articulated in an essay he published in 1889. He argued that the wealthy have a moral obligation to distribute their fortunes in ways that promote the welfare of society, rather than leaving vast sums to their descendants. He believed that wealth should be used as a tool for positive change and that the rich should act as stewards of their money, giving back to the community in meaningful ways. This belief guided Carnegie's philanthropic efforts throughout his life. He dedicated the latter part of his life to philanthropy, focusing on causes that he believed would empower individuals and transform communities. One of his most notable legacies was funding the establishment of over 2,500 public libraries around the world, making books and educational resources accessible to millions of people. He also supported educational institutions, including founding Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh and providing significant endowments to various universities, such as the University of Edinburgh and the Tuskegee Institute. Carnegie's contributions extended to scientific research as well, with the founding of the Carnegie Institution for Science in Washington, D.C. In addition to education and libraries, Carnegie played a role in promoting world peace, advocating for the resolution of international conflicts through dialogue rather than warfare. He established the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace in 1910, aiming to foster global understanding and cooperation. He also funded the construction of the Peace Palace in The Hague, which became the seat of the International Court of Justice. Despite his achievements, Carnegie's life was not without controversy. His approach to labor management at his steel mills, particularly during the Homestead Strike of 1892, drew criticism. The strike, which resulted in violent clashes between workers and private security, highlighted the tensions between Carnegie's public support for workers' rights and the harsh conditions within his own enterprises. However, Carnegie's later philanthropic efforts were seen as attempts to make amends for the conflicts and inequalities associated with his businesses. Andrew Carnegie's legacy is one of extraordinary transformation, from an impoverished Scottish immigrant to a titan of industry and a trailblazer in philanthropy. His inspiring journey demonstrates how determination, innovation, and a sense of responsibility can change the course of one's life and impact the world in profound ways. Through his charitable contributions and enduring belief in the power of knowledge, Carnegie left an indelible mark on society, influencing how wealth is used to foster education and improve human lives.